welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about um, Hulk. Okay, so we're going to start here. So the reason Hulk is gray and not green is because when Stan Lee or Jack Kirby, whatever, decided when they drawed him and they printed him out um, for this, they had a printing issue and it was gray. So that's why he's not green for the first issue. Okay. Yeah, now he's blue here. It's the same. It's the same reason. Okay. Um, Bruce Banner. Okay, this is Bruce Banner's lab. And this is the military place. Okay, so Bruce Banner and uh, this is there's this guy named Igor. They're talking to each other, talking about how they're talking about talking about what they're talking about gamma rays and how they're testing on the gamma ray bomb and how it can be dangerous to use it. Okay, now in this part, here comes in General Ross. He's the head of the army, and he's asking why there's a delay on working on the bomb. Okay, now General Ross is asking if Banner's gonna test the bomb or not, and then Banner replies back, "Of course, General Ross. Of course, General Ross. We're just testing every precaution with the powerful forces." Now General Ross is saying, "Powerful forces, blah blah. A bomb is a bomb. Trouble with." He's just saying that he has no guts, and then he's saying, and then General Ross says that if he was put in charge, it would basically be done by now because he's the general of the army, and I don't know why he's saying that because he's not a scientist, but I think he's just saying that because he just wants it done. Anyways, next, and then Betty Ross is like, "Oh, Daddy, don't be so unfair. Most famous scientist is, I'm sure he knows what he's doing." And then General Ross says, "You keep out of this, Betty. This is men talk." The reason he says this is men talk is because he still thinks of her like a kid, and he says this is men talk because the adults are talking. Because he's a general, and Bruce Banner's a scientist. And then Betty says, "Don't mind." And then Betty says, "Don't mind, don't mind Thunderbolt. Don't mind Daddy, because he just got the nickname Thunderbolt Ross, and he's just trying to live up to the name. And then Bruce Banner says, "Thank you, Miss Ross." Okay, anyways, Bruce Banner says, "It's time for the count. Will you excuse me? It's time for the final countdown." And then Igor is like, "Listen, Banner, this is your last chance to tell me the secret of harnessing the gamma rays, because he wants it for himself. I mean, who won it? And it isn't right for you to be the only one who knows." And then he says, "Sorry, Igor. Formulas are locked up in his room." And he says, "You." And then he says, "You fool! You didn't look. You didn't have anyone look over your work. You don't have anyone check your work. You could kill the." Well, it's basically saying that you could kill the half of the continent. And then he's all like, "I don't make errors." And then he tells Edgar, "I'll talk to you later." Okay. Now he sees a kid out there where they're doing testing. He's like, "Holy cow, what is that kid doing out there?" And then he's trying to get Igor to delay the countdown. And then he's all like, "You sure? I mean, there's no way we can get out of this." And then Igor's thinking to himself, with a stroke of luck, I have to do is keep my finger of the hold button, and it'll be the end of Bruce Banner. Because what he's thinking is, because he wants his work, and if Bruce Banner's gonna go out to save the kid, like where the bomb is, if he hits the button, that'll be the end of him. And then he goes and saves the kid, and then the kids are like, "Hey, what are you doing? My friends dared me. Now they're gonna think I'm chicken." And then Bruce Banner says, "We gotta get you out of here. There's a bomb." Okay, and now there's someone that's gonna hit the button for the bomb, their test bomb. I'm pretty sure it was Igor. And then Bruce Banner says, "There, you're safe." And then he's all, "Ah!" And that's the gamma ray bomb that turns him into the Hulk. Yeah, you can see all the gamma ray. It's looking disgusting. Still more of that. And then Bruce Banner's still screaming. And then Banner's like, "How am I still alive?" And then Rick Jones tells him that he saved him. And then he says that, "I got all this gamma radiation, and I'm surprised that nothing has happened to me." And then Bruce Banner's like, "Oh, something strange. Head is throbbing. This must be the end." And then he starts to hear some static, and there's some click click sound. A lot of click click sound. Bruce Banner says it measures radiation. Listen to it. It's going wild. Okay, and then he changes into the Hulk. And then he shows Rick Jones. And then he's thinking to himself, "Why am I logged in here? trying to break out. And then he broke out. And then these army guys are driving towards him, and they're like, "Oh, what is that?" And Hulk takes out the car and everyone in it. Okay, and then he goes to hide. And then Rick Jones is like, "Hey, wait up! Don't leave!" And then in part 2, then he's still hiding. He doesn't want the army men to find him. You know, kind of like doesn't want to be hunted down like an alien and be dissected. Then they keep on trying to find him. And then they're trying to figure out what happened. And then he reaches home and starts thinking about the formula that he made for the gamma ray. And you know, this is not like the movies, this is the actual stuff. So Hulk can actually think for himself and he can actually talk. Okay, so he heads for a small cottage, smashing all obstacles in his path. Then Rick Jones tries to hide him while they're walking past the guard people. The army men. Sorry, I said guard people. And then they walk up to the third cabin and they're all like, "Oh, maybe that's where it should be." And then the man that's named Igor, which I feel like is the villain of the story, is in the cabin, whether think that it could be, and he's searching the cabin, searching and trying to find the formula before. I mean, he doesn't know that Bruce Banner turned into the Hulk and that Rick Jones and the Hulk are looking for the formula. So he doesn't know any of that. So he doesn't know that it's kind of a race to look for the formula or any of that. So he's just kind of like a bad guy villain that I think. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I just think that he's a bad guy, and he just wanted to get Bruce Banner out of the way. He thought that the gamma ray bomb killed Banner, so he can buy himself some time to look for his notes. And that's what he's doing right now. And then, since he didn't know that the bomb didn't kill Banner, and all of what I just said, that the bomb didn't kill Banner, Bruce Banner turned into the Hulk, and there's a race to get to the formula notes, and Hulk just steps in and he doesn't know because his back is turned, and he didn't know. And then he's all like, "Oh, there's an intruder." And then he's all like, "Well, you won't live to report Igor to the security police." And then he tries to shoot him. And then I don't really know what he's doing here. And then he grabs the gun, and then he squishes it and destroys it. And then Igor's are like, "Oh no, you're not human. What the hell are you?" And then he's all, "Human? Why should I want to be human?" And then Rick Jones comes and tells him to stop. And then Hulk says, "I'll put him down." And they find the secret report on Gamma Ray Bomb. And then he tries to tell him that he wrote it while he was Bruce Banner. But like I said, that he can think and talk while he's a Hulk, but he's just not smart. So he has no recollection of knowing who Bruce Banner is, or he doesn't know who Bruce Banner is, so he doesn't know that he's Bruce Banner. He just knows that he's the Hulk right now. And then the Hulk looks at the picture and he's all like, "That face, It's weak, soft. I hate it. Take it away. And then Rick Jones was like, you can't hate it. And then Rick Jones tries to help him understand that the person in the picture was him before he changed into the Hulk. And then he starts to remember that it's the gamma ray bomb that turned him into this. And then Rick Jones is saying it would have happened to him if you hadn't saved me. That's why I'm staying with you. And then he swipes him away and says, fool, I'm glad it happened. I'd rather be me than puny weakling in the picture. I don't want you with me. I don't need you. And then he starts to say that the world is mine. And then, because for some weird reason, he turns into the Hulk at night, and then when it comes light time, he turns back into Bruce Banner. And then Banner's all, oh, my brain is on fire. I can think again. And then the police were like, this is the police. Open up. The Hulk should be in there. Where is he? And then Betty Ross is like, Dr. Banner. His clothes are all wrecked and everything. And then Rick Jones is all like, that means you, Doc. So they were trying to find the Hulk, but they got Dr. Banner, and the Hulk was nowhere because he changed in the morning back to puny Banner. They looked everywhere and they couldn't find him. Rick Jones has a secret formula that Banner wrote down, and Igor was looking for, and then the army man came to capture Igor because, like I said, he's secretly the bad guy in this one. And he tried to kill Banner, and he thought he could get rid of him by killing him with the gamma ray bomb. Anyway, so they captured him, and those are the notes that Rick Jones has. And Betty is there for some reason. And they keep thinking that Banner's the Hulk. And then the army people is like, the Hulk is like a bear. He's like a grizzly bear, all huge and everything. And then Banner gives the police guy his formula notes for safekeeping. And then Betty Ross is like, I'm sorry, Banner. I didn't mean to find you while we're looking in the middle of a search for a monster. Always trying to be in love with each other. Things are going on. And then he says, I just want peace and quiet. And then Rick Jones shows her the door. And then he says, I'll call you later. And then he just goes and sits and talks to Rick Jones. And then he says, it's not over, it's just the beginning with the Hulk. And then he says, remember when I become the Hulk at nightfall? And return to my normal self at daybreak? But day doesn't last forever. I will soon be night again. It will soon be night again. And when sun sets, do I know I won't keep changing. And become the Hulk again. Okay, that was the first issue. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.